break. No, just you're going to get some refreshments. You know what I'm saying? Big F going to go for some refreshments. I said that's first we do a bit. So we here live every Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. DTFradio.com. We're also streaming live on YouTube right now for the fuck of it. What the hell? Oh, I gotta mute the other shit. Hold on 1 second, because it gotta. There we go. We good now. Look crazy, right? Like you come in here and do the same shit you did already. Yeah. So we here every Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. DTFradio.com. Shout out to everybody who's on the check-in on the YouTube. Shout out to everybody who's on the check-in on the Ustream, on the TuneIn app. Everybody who's on the check-in every Wednesday. We just wanted to talk music real quick because we had an interesting conversation, and I used the analogy of crack. You know, what crack did to the community. And Ali Vegas really made that analogy. It was kind of crazy. Like he said in an interview that I did with him that, you know, so many people didn't pay attention to the interview because they were so busy, you know, picking little shit up. And anyway, he said music is like crack in the 80s, how they're using it against the people now. And I kind of agree with that in the sense of when you listen to how music is now, that shit is pushing something on people to fuck us up. You know what I'm saying? The every narrative of music is just some shit that can't help us. But who do we blame for that? Do we blame or do we blame the people who are pushing it? You know, the same way with drugs, the same way with everything. Because I look at it like this. We're in a time of 2017 where everybody claims to be woke and conscious, and they know what's going on. So if everybody's woke, conscious, has knowledge of self, and everybody have all these ideologies, people gonna come in the comment and say, seek God, and some people gonna say we're the real this, and you know, all types of shit people gonna say that they tend to say on my shit.
Without knowing what they talking about.
Without knowing what the fuck they talking about, but they're gonna say it. Why are we still being duped? And why have we been fooled by the devil for so many years? Like they're finding new ways to trick us. You know what I'm saying? They tricked us with drugs. They tricked us with, now it's been the music for a while, but now even more today, because there is no conscious music per se. And how can music be conscious if they're pushing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, there's some.
No, there is.
Shout out to United Front.
Yeah, it has to be sought out. There's nothing mainstream.
Push the family.
So that goes into the point that I wanted to make. When you need an alternative to food, water, clothing, shelter, why is it that people want what they want from who they want it from and know that person is not capable of delivering it or don't want to deliver it? So when you go to McDonald's, the burger is $1 and the salad is $5. So you're gonna eat the burger because it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're not thinking about nourishment for your body. You're thinking about hunger. Hunger makes you eat bullshit most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Hunger make you eat a fucking a big ass bag of M&Ms if you're hungry enough. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting no nutritional value from that. So even when we're dealing with music used to soothe your soul, your mind state, where you was at. Music used to be able to set a time frame in your life.
You had a connection to it.
Yeah, because you remember where you was at when this song came out. You remember what you was wearing. You remember how your hair was. You remember who you was piping. You remember everything. Now, I don't remember where I was at when certain shit came out. Because
nor do you care.
Exactly. So, who do we blame? Do we blame the people for continuously being stupid and buying this shit? Because as we look at certain things, right? We knew Lil Yachty sold, I think between 40 and 46,000 records. You know what I'm saying? So his shit is obviously nobody wanted it if only 46,000 people bought it. But it's like they're using these artists to push certain agendas on the people, getting these artists rich and then snatching everything from them. And it's a cycle. And it's a cycle that keeps happening because we've seen the Lil Yachty's, we've seen the Hurricane Chris's, you know, even though he wasn't on that time, but it was just still for that one hit thing. we seeing these artists come and the record labels and everybody jump on the bandwagon of a good record. And then you think this person is going to be this star. Because Lil Yachty got Sprite commercials. I mean, when I think of Sprite, I think of Rakim, I think of Kane, MC Shan, I think of Nas, I think of Pete Rock and CL Smooth,
you think of the
Grand
greats.
Puba. Yeah, so now when Lil Yachty is doing Sprite, that automatically, all right, I don't drink Sprite anyway, but I'm just saying that automatically take it down from when we thought Sprite was trying to be a part of the hip hop movement and cater to hip hop. Now we see they're just another corporation that's just catering to what they think is hot. So we could blame the corporations, we can blame the artists, but shouldn't the people take more blame for keep accepting this shit and buying into it? Who would you blame?
I blame all of them. Because like the old saying go, the masses is asses. You know, like you said, people are being tricked. But are you tricked by this stuff?
Hell no.
I'm not tricked by it. So the whole fact of the matter is, when you know that, because the music is empty, first of all. Mm-hmm. So you know when this stuff don't have no kind of substance to it, you got to seek out what's really good. And that's why we always revert to the 90s era, where people really had a level of musicality when they produced their music. And not just say it was music because you're doing it, because it really touched your soul. It hit a nerve. Like you said, you can remember where you were. It plays a part in your life. This stuff right now is so garbage and so trash, but the people are eating it up because they don't have no knowledge. But they don't have independent thought.
But don't you think it's the same analogy of fast food? That's why they're eating it. What did you say? They're eating it up. It's fast food. And there's no nourishment in it.
No nutrients. Nothing that help you develop.
Exactly. So now the people are eating it. And then look what they got to shit out. Look what it's doing to their body.
It stinks.
It's stinking, but look what it's doing to your body. Look what it's doing to your mind, your soul, and your spirit. This is what the music is doing, right? But my thing is, if we're in the time, like I said, where like in these comments alone, they're going to argue you down. Everything is an argument on the internet. If you put something on Facebook, somebody's coming in that post to argue you down just for the sake of argument. And on YouTube, somebody's going to argue you down. On Twitter, Instagram, somebody's going to argue you down. Everybody claims at this point in time to just be knowledgeable, even though half of the motherfuckers who claim to be knowledgeable haven't read one book. No. It's just all off a hearsay and Dr. Such and such said, you know, we ain't gonna go into that, but this person said this person said that. So you're getting third-hand information and you're running with it without even doing any research on your own. You know what I'm saying? You know, when somebody tell us something, we going to look for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we want to cross-reference to what you said. All right, that was bullshit. The point I'm making is that we in a time where everybody's so woke. The women claim to be so woke now. The men claim to be so woke. Why is the Lil Uzi Vert concert sold out? Who are these people there? If everybody is woke, right? Who are these people at the Lil Yachty concert? Who are these people? Are these the woke people?
The woke people, children. Because people are not even giving their children the right nourishment and nutrients. And I peep that. A lot of times, people operate from a paradigm that they're woke. Mm-hmm. They're part of their peer group now. People want to join the conversation. So being woke is now the trending topic.
Yes.
But people don't educate their children. Their children don't know. Their children like, yo, I want to go see Lil Yachty. Here you go. I want to go to Young M.A. Here you go. I want to see Uzi Vert. Here you go. And they're supporting it, but say they speak against it. Certain music is not allowed in my house. Definitely when we ride in the car. And it's funny that I'm that parent now that don't want to hear that. Because remember, we wasn't allowed to play NWA in the crib. At least not loud. But now I understand what it does to the psyche, because with us, remember, we were savages when we were young.
Yeah, we was the music definitely didn't influence us because we had it in us to be wild and crazy, but the music didn't make it no better.
Right.
Because it definitely
supported it.
It definitely was a part of what we were doing. So, but we didn't, but the funniest thing about us, we didn't have these devices. So we didn't walk around. We listened to the music on that time.
Right.
They listen to it 24/7 now.
Yeah.
So it's a real
in the morning.
Yeah.
I saw a young dude get on the bus one morning, just blast. That's why I hate taking mass transit.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Because I could walk to work, ride my bike. But
I hate going to corner stores in the morning because they be fucking flooding the stores.
Yeah, but the difference about when we were growing up too is that we weren't surrounded by people with all of this book knowledge too. We came from a family of struggle where people was just scraping to put food on the table, and that was facts of the matter. Now these children don't really know what it is to be hungry. Dudes is running around with Jordans and $600 phones and poor. How are you poor with a $600 phone and $200 sneakers?
Or you're a dumbass.
Clearly they dumbasses.
Better eat the apple off that phone.
But what we got right now is that the children are not getting the support at home that they really need, particularly in these days and times where everything is out to get our young people. Everything from the food, like you said, from the fast foods. You know what I'm saying? Because now them big ass Cokes is what, $1? And McDonald's? Remember, it was like $3, $4 when we was young. I mean, they make things so cheap that's not good for you. And then you have all this access to things that don't develop you as a person. Young people should eat the best foods, should get the best information, and be in the best environment that they could possibly be so that you can develop a responsible person.
So they can grow, period.
Right, so they could grow properly.
Yeah,
because these kids are growing improperly. The diet is bad, the environment is bad, the information is bad.
You ever look at a little dude and you be like, yo, how you like 60 pounds and you like fucking 20?
Word.
How you gotta be all of 60 pounds. That is malnourishment.
Yeah.
You are malnourished. Like you can see a dude breastplate. Like, yo, you malnourished. Like something is not wrong. But when you look at the fruit, if you look at the vegetables, if you don't water, or even a plant in the house, if you don't water it correctly, if you don't give it plant food, because they have plant food, if it doesn't get proper sunlight, it doesn't grow. It's the same thing with the children. Some of the children are not out in the sun
at all. They're
in the house playing a game, or they're somewhere in the dungeon smoking. And the music in the society is what's contributing to that. But now I'm starting to say, see, I don't want to be the person that blames the victims for being the victim.
Right.
But we do have to start taking responsibility. Like, how long you gonna be the victim?
That's what I was about to say. How long will you? You know what I'm saying? When do you go from the victim to the victor?
Exactly.
Because somebody could do something to you. Somebody could knock you down. But whose responsibility is to get up?
Yeah, and not get knocked the fuck down again. What they say, fool me once.
Shame on you.
Fool me twice.
Shame on me.
Yeah, but the point I'm making, and the reason why I'm making this point is that when we was coming up, when we wanted to know something, we had to go get encyclopedia. We had to go to the library. We had to go to different places to seek knowledge. And then
talk to elders.
And fortunately, we did have elders that
Shout out to Granny.
Yeah, Granny, Big Juicy, that had a big book collection that we was able to grab a book and look at it and read. Now, they have these devices that have the world of information in the palm of their hand, and they still stupid.
And you know what's funny about that too, and I always say this, because as you said, people will get in the comments and talk about we're the real this, we're the real that. We're now in the new millennium. It's 2017, 6 months away from 2018. Black folks in America are free to travel anywhere they would like. Why would we still hold on to the same old lies that we've been fed? Regardless of what book it comes from. I don't care who gave you the book, whether it was your pastor, your imam, your rinpoche, whatever they are, whatever your religious or spiritual leader is, if you got to pick your identity from a book, I have to question your level of intelligence. Because if you can't get it from your own family, if you can't talk to your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and really get your true family history, because remember there was a time where Black people always kept a record of who was part of the family. And people don't get that no more. So now people are running around with these eponymous identities. They pick up a book, read a couple of lines and say, oh, that sounds like me. Yeah, that's who we are. But your family don't even identify with that.
But you know what's even crazier too, is that, okay, what I'm saying is that no matter, religion is cool for, we don't diss people religion.
Nah, never.
You are who you are, whatever you want to be. That's on you. Like we run pray to the head of lettuce.
Word.
Whatever. Get your squat off my pot. But listen, my thing is that these are your children at the concerts. These are your children smoking weed, sipping lean, and popping pills. These are your children. Because a lot of times you might say, well, it's not my child biologically, but it takes a village to raise the family. So where do we get out of those children as our children? Because look how many times we intervene when we in the streets. Yo, y'all little motherfuckers better chill out.
Word.
Or yo, why y'all wilding? You know what I'm saying? And it's a level of respect. We could see a group of dudes and they might be cursing around somebody elderly and be like, yo, y'all don't see the grandma there?
Like, my bad.
You understand what I'm saying? But now everybody, and this is the point that I'm making, is that everybody is so woke, it's so argumentative, it's so conscious, but it's your children that's fucking wilding. You're not even taking responsibility of what's going on in your own home, but you're going on the computer to argue with people about what's going on in their home, and you don't even know what the fuck is going on in their home. You know what I'm saying? It is our job to intervene in shit. It is our job. And even intervening doesn't have to be combative.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because when aggression get met with aggression, we always say that. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways that you could talk to people and get them to understand your point. And that's something that's missing even with talking on the computer, because people automatically come out disrespectful.
Well, you know, like you said before, the internet is the coward's playground.
Yeah.
Everybody's tough online. Everybody's tough online till you get face to face. Because one thing you gotta ask people is the last time you had a fight.
Word.
When last time you really got into a bare knuckle scrawl, you know what I'm saying? Got your mouth bust open.
Can you run up a flight of steps, motherfucker? You talking all this crazy shit.
So people are real tough on the internet, but even outside of that, it becomes the communication barrier that we have, because now, going back to the music, in mass media, period, we've been conditioned to be afraid of young people. And I say we, I mean society as a whole have been taught to be afraid of young people. And this is the reason why young people act the way they do, because nobody intervened. Because seldom have I been out and seen a young person acting out of character. And I felt, as a parent, it was my responsibility to correct this young person. Like, nah, that's not how we do it.
Because that's your child regardless.
Exactly. Because the first thing I tell them is, don't even do it like that.
What did Tupac say? I'm still your child. Remember, he said that, because at the end of the day, I remember walking around the neighborhood and I say, there go Miss Davis, so we better fall back.
Yeah.
There go Miss Bernice, so we better fall back. You understand what I'm saying? Now you got the children don't give a fuck who it is. And what I'm saying is that is your children.
But you know what, too? And there's no consequences, because nobody's G-checking these little dudes.
Because the older dudes have the mentality of the little dudes.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is that how is everybody so woke, so conscious, so armchair revolutionary, so hashtag pro-black, but the fucking children is out here acting like asses and nobody is checking the kids? The fucking music is fucked up and everybody's afraid to say, yo, y'all niggas is whack, because they don't want to be called a hater. Because if you call a rapper whack, he want to come kill you, right? He want beef, you got beef. It's these motherfuckers in the comments that keep shit going. If I say some shit about somebody right now, the people in the comments is going to send the video to the person. The person might not even know that. So with me, it's like when people say shit about me, little slick shit or whatever, if I ain't hear it, you sneak dissing, I don't care. Why are you bringing it to my attention that somebody sneak diss me? Sneak dissing is for suckers. You understand what I'm saying? Because I say, yes, but this is what I'm saying. But when I got something to say about somebody, I will reply them. I will say their name. I will direct it directly towards them, or call their phone and say it. You know what I'm saying? Or I just express myself and speak my mind how I see fit. But a lot of times you might just say something and people are trying to sit back and watch the movie of people clashing, and then they be the first person to say, well, we just can't get along. Y'all need to get along. It's y'all who keep shit going. That's why I've been backing away from a lot of shit with me personally. When somebody else got to express themselves, that don't got nothing to do with me, because I got an avenue and a platform for people to express themselves. But with me personally, I'm not going to go back and forth with this banter with people, because if you in New York City and you talk crazy, I'm just going to pull up on you. And I'm not pulling up on nobody to talk, because once you said what you had to say, we going to go off those words right there. We going to address the words that already said. You don't get an explanation. You know, so my thing is, we're in a day and age where everybody got on unks. A lot of women got their head wrapped. A lot of brothers got on whatever, you name it, got crystals on. A lot of dudes got kufis on, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, you know, got dreads. A lot of dudes got Pan-African clothes on. A lot of dudes got a good slogan. So if it's so many of us that's like that, who the fuck children is out here going crazy then? That's the point I'm making, because the average black man and woman has children, right? If your children are hanging with children that are fucked up, why don't you pull the fucked up children in? Because back in the days, I remember growing up and not eating and not having certain shit based off, my parents' substance abuse problem. But I remember people pulling me in and say, "You hungry?" and feeding me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
What happened to where the family is gone? So now the music and the entertainment is dictating what family values are now. You think we didn't like the music your mother played?
Word.
But now where's the
shout out to Luther Vandross?
As you got older, you
Word, right?
with it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But where's the separation between parent and children now? There is no separation.
Nah,
it's all one and the same. When you could sit there and watch Love and Hip Hop with your moms and watch two chicks kiss, or she did a sex tape and all that. Where's the boundary between you and your moms watching sexual shit together? When you in the car and your 9-year-old sitting there and she say, "Well, you gotta eat the booty like groceries." What the fuck is that?
Word.
But if you say certain words, then you can get banned. YouTube is demonetizing you. They doing all this shit, but they got fucking videos of, and I think that was a fake video, but they got the video of the black girl getting hung, and that shit went viral.
Yeah, it is.
That's okay though. Anytime it has something to do with our people being harmed or disrespected, that shit is okay. But anything else is not okay.
But you know what? It goes back to the original topic of the conversation. It's all about the music, because you got to realize, when you really look at us, we're the only people who sing about our death, destruction, and genocide. Like white folks in rock and roll, they sing about doing drugs and having sex, but seldom, I'm not gonna say never, but seldom do they sing about killing their own brother and sister and calling their sister bees and make a career off that. They might have a song that talks about that, but that's just to get to the point of the song and bring a point home. But we make a whole career, albums, everything, our whole persona is off the exploitation of our own people. Let's take Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And this ain't no knock on Snoop, because I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't own Doggie Style or listen to Gin and Juice and all that.
Ain't no fun.
But he made a career of calling sisters bees, right? Mind you, this man is married with children, so his public personas was totally different from who he really is as a man. But then on the flip side of that, he called a white girl a bee, but then apologized to her and never apologized to the millions of black women he constantly disrespected and degraded.
Years.
Yeah, for 25 years. But we're the only people who make that kind of music and then celebrate it and give our money to it. But then we wonder what's wrong with our people, because then we even support the media, like all the movies that just show black men in a negative light, whether it's the movie Precious, because I hated that. What's the other one about for black girls only or something like that? It's so many movies
all them shits
that disrespect black men, and it seldom show you a strong black man. I would say Daddy's Little Girls with Idris Elba. That was pretty good with black men, but it's too few and far between where you see movies that show the best of who black men are. Because if you don't know any good black men, I'm talking about the viewers, the people in the chat room, if you don't know any good black men, then you definitely in the wrong circle altogether.
Think about it. Snoop was walking around with women, or black women, on leashes.
Exactly.
At one point.
And we celebrated it.
Yeah, because and it became, what they did in the 70s with the blaxploitation, with the Panthers and the pimps and everything like that. But the difference was the nation, the Panthers, and different organizations was running down on the pimps and the drug dealers and shit like that. New Era Detroit and a lot of the brothers was running down on people. And then you got the dumb motherfuckers who always want to, because we the only people who be like, "Why you hating? They getting money."
Right.
We the only people who say that shit.
That means your soul is for sale, and it ain't nothing. You'll sell your mother for $1.
Listen, if you go into because where we live, if you go in Williamsburg or even like Bed-Stuy over there, where the the Jewish, the so-called Jews is at, Can't be no Jewish dude out there selling crack to them people.
Nah,
they'll mob him and fuck him up. And it can't be no black dude out there selling crack to the people.
No.
Because you won't even get an hour in.
Yo, in Coney Island, where they got the crack whores on the strip, it'd be Jewish men coming to
of actual facts. Yeah.
It'd be Jewish men coming to get crack whores. And these are the people you don't see that perpetuate the negative things that go on in our community, because they're supporting them females' crack habits by giving them money, by having sex with them. Oh, because a lot of these people, man, are just nasty ass people. Right. This is call it what it is. I try not to curse too much, but they just are, you know. And it's so much that goes on within our community that we don't get involved with, because, like you said, there were organizations and movements, and this is not a knock on them, but this is a call for them to think about it. All of these organizations that always want to shut businesses down, I don't disagree with that at all. Don't disagree with that at all. Arabs not treating us right, shut them down. Chinese people not treating us right, shut them down. Drug dealers in our community, shut them down. But here's the thing. You tear something down, but we should also be putting energy into building.
Yeah.
If we shut down a gas station that's not treating us right,
getting gas from.
Right. We should also be taking this energy, developing businesses in our community. But we don't. A lot of times, and this is not a knock, this is just an observation where it's always room for improvement. Instead of always trying to shut businesses down, as we should, if I want to shut the gas station down, I should already make sure that Doggie got all the credentials he needs to open the gas station before we shut them down. Because now we want to shut down Abdul and them, but now we ain't got no gas and people got to get to work. And come on, these are things we actually need. So the proper and smart thing to do is make sure Doggie got his credentials. Now we shut them down and we put Doggie in business. And now Doggie's from the community.
Yeah.
He knows his level of responsibility.
Now, reason why that's so real is because now you're in a situation where you got this music, you got the little Uzi Verts, you got the little Yachties. And it's not really the music per se, it's a lot of the imagery and the way they carry themselves that I don't agree with, because I don't have to listen to it, but I also don't want to fucking look at it either. Right. I don't want to see a viral picture of a dude in a blouse. Why are people making that go viral? Because when everybody say, hey, look at the train wreck, you're also helping the train wreck. You know what I'm saying? You're also helping promote shit. That's good promotion. So now these record labels and now these artists are starting to troll us and doing shit to troll us because we're helping them go viral. So as you think you're dissing something, you're actually making it more popular. You are helping it. You are fueling it. And like I say, people spend more time showing love to what they hate and showing hate to what they love, because if you're not showing love to something, that's almost sometimes equivalent to being
it's neglect. It's like if you got a child, you say you love it, but if you ain't feeding that child will wither and die.
So the point I'm making is that when you have all these groups, you have alternate groups are out there, right? But that's giving you this music that you need for your soul. And we all like a little, when Don't Stop Get It, Doodle Brown, when that came on, it was for a moment.
I still might bounce.
This is what I'm saying. When Ain't No Fun come on, it became a moment, but it didn't become a lifestyle and a lifetime. It became a moment. We all have a moment of pure ignorance sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
But because that's the balance. That's the balance. But what I'm saying is that you do have people who are trying to give you the healthy alternative in music, but the consumer, again, allowed the corporation to age certain dudes out.
Yeah,
they allowed you to make you believe. They made you believe that this person is too old to speak to you, that this person ain't cool enough for you to listen to, for you to follow, for you to watch their videos. That's what the corporations did. Just like you're not going to be 70 years old working in some skyscraper building unless you own it. They're going to age you out. They're going to get rid of you, because what you might be making 200,000, they're trying to get 4 people for 50,000.
And they can.
And they will. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with music and hip hop and the business. They made you believe that a lot of people that you love and that was giving you the music that you love are too old to give you the music that you love. And we only do that to our people because they made us do that to their people. Because if the motherfucking Eagles put out an album, if Mick Jagger and them, Bon Jovi and any of them put out an album.
Bruce Springsteen still.
Barbara Streisand. The same.
Sold out the bar.
This is what I'm saying. The same people are the same age of the people that you love. What do we say? Oh, Mary, no, she too old to be doing that. She need to sit her ass down. How come nobody told Celine Dion to go sit her ass down? How come nobody tells Barbara Streisand to go sit her ass down? We allowed them to dictate how we should receive our people.
Because that's the Willie Lynch right
exactly.
there. So that's a whole nother.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So now when we look at people, because if New Edition do a concert, shit gonna be sold out. But the youth, as it should, but the youth should be there too, because this is where a lot of the shit that you like derive from. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if the stylistics or the dramatics was at the Barclays, I would fuck with that. And that's definitely not nowhere near my age group, but I like good music.
Yeah.
So we allowed them to dictate what good music is, like they come into the hoods, like they come into the communities and know our pain and our struggle, and we allowed them to dictate what's our struggle, what's our pain, what's our pleasure. So they give it to us now. Yeah. So they say, this is pleasure for you. Lean is pleasure. That's why it got to be easy to get, because everybody's drinking it. Percocets is pleasure. Molly's is pleasure. You know, and then when you speak like this, and when you speak about certain shit, we get called what? We get called haters. Oh, y'all just broke. Y'all old. Y'all bitter. So nobody ever saw my account balance. So how could you say I'm broke? How could you say I'm bitter? I do me. And how could you say I'm old when your mama older than me? You understand what I'm saying? And again, they try to age you out of everything to where you live to grow old. That is a part of living. We are the only people that are afraid of our age. We are afraid of our age. We are afraid of our age. Once motherfuckers start saying you 35 or you old. How the fuck is 35 old?
Ooh. And you know what's crazy? Because at the age I am right now, I'm so blessed and fortunate and happy to be this age, particularly coming from the backgrounds we came from, where we could have just been as dead as a lot of our best friends and family members that was murdered. They didn't die of old age and things like that. They were murdered in the streets by people who looked just like us.
Before they had facial hair.
Before they had children.
Before they had sex, some of them.
Yeah, some of them never even had children, so they don't even have a legacy. So to live this long, to be where we are right now,
and was in the thick of this shit.
Nah, the thick is beyond the thick. Yeah. First of all, your rappers rap about our life. That's why a lot of people are familiar with who we are. So sometimes people think we talking tough on the internet, but it's not even about talking tough. It's about asserting who you are, because a lot of these people just started coming out the house last summer.
Facts. 2
summers ago. You know, y'all talk tough on the internet, and now you're about that life. And it's nothing to glorify.
That's what I'm about to say, because we could, look, I could sit here for days and give them the stories, and it'll all be actual facts, but that don't make me somebody great because of the shit that I've been through. I don't want nobody to go through that shit. It's funny, I just tweeted today, getting stabbed don't feel too good. And I got stabbed before.
No getting shot.
And you got shot before. You understand what I'm saying? And what was you, 16? 17. I was 14 or 15. 14. On the day off from school. You understand what I'm saying? On a fucking holiday, on Lincoln's birthday.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? We remember that shit. And that shit was over 20 years ago. And we still remember it like yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? So
because that was just one incident one of many.
But it was trauma, and it was some shit that traumatized us that we suppressed it and just keep it moving. But when a soldier goes to Iraq or he goes to any of these countries and he fights and he sees too much bullets, and he sees too much shooting, and he sees too much killing, he could get diagnosed with PTSD and get it checked and all types of benefits from that. But we are actually in the neighborhoods where all the killing is going on and all the crazy music and all the drugs and all the drug addicts and all that shit. And we all don't got PTSD.
Crackers in your hallway.
Yeah, we don't got PTSD. Who the fuck got more PTSD than us? So to a certain extent, I understood why the children were acting out. But as the parents, if everybody's claiming to be so woke and everybody got all this knowledge and we're from Kemet and we're Moors and we're Hebrew Israelites and we're Islamic and we're this and we're that, whose children are out here acting like fucking imbeciles? That's your child. That's your child. And how did you let corporations take the mind of your child and feed them music that's changing their behavior, changing their dress code, changing their sexuality, and changing their water intake? When the last time you seen a little dude buy a fucking water?
Let me sip mine.
Dudes don't even drink water. You know what I'm saying? Water, the shit that your brain is encased in, that your body is made up of, water.
I drink at least a gallon.
They don't drink the water, and they don't even get in the water to wash their funky ass too. This is what I'm saying. So it's like, but now, what I'm saying is, I'm starting to feel like, again, I don't want to blame the victim for being the victim. But goddamn, how long you gonna be the victim before you say, hold the fuck up? Because you have sometimes every now and again in life, you have like a epiphany. You have a revelation and you say, yo, hold up, man, you're full of shit. And it just hit you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It could be with a female, a relationship you in. It could be with one of the homies. It could be at your job. When somebody try to fast talk you.
It could be an organization.
Anything. And you just be like, hold up, man, you're full of shit. And it just hit you. When are Black people going to wake up? Because, all right, look, if Love and Hip Hop is a high-rated show, who's watching that shit?
Well, see, the ratings is something else because, you know, Europeans like to see us make fun of ourselves too.
But who's watching it then?
But you know what's funny too? Speaking of Blacks being entertainment, I think the fashion of today going too far. I left my house to go to work, and there was a sister with like a rainbow color pajamas set on, like looked like a candy stripe going across, different colors.
Like Jeffrey the Giraffe or something.
And then she had blue hair, and I'm like, we literally look like clowns out here.
Yeah.
Literally look like clowns, and because the blue hair, the multicolored suit, and the makeup on the face. I'm like, are we serious? Red eyebrows, red hair, like. And it's not a knock because some people know how to do it. Some people know how to do it, and it's a time and a place for everything. Because if you're going out to a club, if you're going somewhere, but you're doing that as your everyday get up now. Yeah. You don't have no job, nowhere to go. Your weave is frazzled. Come on, we looking crazy out here. And just because you poor don't mean you got to be unkempt. Yeah. Because there's nothing wrong with clean clothes and washing your body. Soap is almost free nowadays.
Yeah, soap is $1. But it's like
you get like 3 for $1 now.
But it's like, you know, we all have once you get on this and you in front of people, you have a persona. You know, my name is Doggie Diamonds when I'm on camera. When I'm in the street, I'm just myself. You know what I'm saying? Dog. Yeah, when I'm walking around, like, you don't see me. I rarely in Doggie Diamonds mode. This is for the camera. And some people be like, no matter what I say, somebody's gonna say, take off the shades. What the fuck does that have to do with what I'm saying? That's the problem. People keep looking and not listening. Because so many people are trying to overtalk you and infect you with their fucking argumentative and their point of view that they don't listen. Yo, I remember coming up, right? And I used to be in the studio with track masters. And as wild as we was growing up, I remember sitting in the studio and I seen the big ass mixing board in Chung King, the first Chung King. And I was so intimidated by this mixing board. This shit is 24 tracks. I met Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys the first time I was there. And I'm just so intimidated by this board that I sat there quiet. And I used to go every day and just sit there quiet. And I remember them saying to me, yo, why are you so quiet? And I said, you know, actually, I'm not quiet. But I don't want to be disruptive. And y'all say I can't come around no more because I'm trying to learn. I want to learn about this board. I just want to be in this atmosphere because this is where I want to be. This is what I want to learn. This is what I want to do. So some of the things and some of the ways that I might act outside of here, I leave it outside. When I come here, I'm just on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need me to go to the store, if y'all need me to clean up after, I want to just pay my dues and I just want to learn the ropes. Nowadays, people don't want to learn shit. They think they already know. Based upon what? Secondhand knowledge. So now everybody is arguing with you about everything. Everything's a fucking argument. Everything's a fucking argument. If you say, yo, damn, that shit is blue. That shit ain't blue. Yo, you blind. Yo, you crazy. Like, yo, all right, you don't agree with me? Cool. We don't have to fucking have a 2-hour debate over some shit that you just don't agree with. You don't agree with, fine. Me, I see so much shit coming down my timeline. I see so much shit. I could chime in on many things and give my point of view, my opinion, but I also realize that I don't give a fuck. I realize that I don't care because that has nothing to do with whether I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? What I look like, taking time out of my day, because different people have different lifestyles. So some people are at work trying to pass the time. So they do engage in fuck shit to pass the time. I understand that. But for me, when I want to pass the time, I take a fucking nap. I watch tutorials. I watch documentaries, or I fucking read. I don't have time to argue with people, first of all, who are not even in the same field that I'm in. You got people who's telling me how to do what the fuck I do when you're inspiring to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stand. If I hire a painter to paint, I'm not going to stand over their shoulder and tell them how to fucking paint. I'm just going to shut the fuck up and let them paint. Because if I could do the painting, I could have just did it myself and not paid anybody. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays, we're just in a situation where everybody knows everything and know nothing at the same time. And we are the most suffering ass people to have so many smart ass people that we allowed them to take our whole being. Everything about us was taken. Our whole being is taken. From the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress, our words, everything about us was taken from us and sold back to us. But here it is. I make a hat line and a t-shirt line called Discipline because I'm trying to push the disciplined lifestyle, because without discipline, you lost. And I have people buying it, but then there's going to be some people that say, well, fuck his hat and shirts, because I'm going to do that too. But what did Kanye say? It ain't Ralph though. Right. So Ralph, again, they're being held to a standard that we must be held to as a people. When Ralph, we the ones buying that shit.
We the ones who set the bar prior to Ralph. So we don't know that because we don't know who we are.
That's the point I'm making. So now, what if we had a black Ralph, but we can never have a black Ralph because we're going to say that shit is played out. You know what I'm saying? Every black clothing designer, every black clothing line, once it got bought out, right? Because, I mean, you do make companies to sell them. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? You're a fool if you don't have a company to sell it. No matter what company you have, you eventually have to sell it, or you have to get funding from somebody to make your business grow, because you know that we don't support each other. You know what I'm saying? If you do a GoFundMe for something, you know, I flat out told people that, you know, this YouTube shit I'm doing this shit on the own. I need help. But then if I drop a video, niggas be like, yo, drop the whole fucking video. Why you keep dropping clips? Yo, because this shit is expensive to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you have some people that'll say, well, get a job. But they don't tell DJ Vlad to get a job, though. They don't tell Complex to get a job. They don't tell Vice to get a job. And they don't tell Noisy to get a job.
Well, this is your job.
This is what I'm saying. But no, but they let the people take our shit and make it their job, and you support them. But they're taking our lifestyle. This is our life. Hip hop is our lifestyle.
Word.
That is our lifestyle. That is a part of our culture. And you let people take our shit, again with the music. They didn't make hip hop. That's our shit.
But you know what though? I don't even blame the ignorant people. I blame the so-called smart ones.
But everybody's so-called smart. That's the point that I'm making. That's my overall point.
Because stupid people, stupid is as stupid does. But people who profess to be smart, it'll show in your actions. It'll show in your conversation. It'll show in the things you have. You know what I'm saying? Because you got all these financial gurus all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Everybody's an expert, but don't have nothing about none of the stuff they're talking about.
Exactly.
Like you'll get people who'll get on YouTube, tell you how you should make money, yet they don't have no money.
Exactly.
You got people who are all of a sudden internet personalities trying to do what you've been doing for, 15 years now?
Yeah.
15 years. Now people think it's just get a camera and you can run out and interview people, but a lot of the conversations don't have no substance. They don't have real in-depth questions. And second of all, a lot of it comes from rehashed questions you may have asked in the past. But it's like this: if you're smart, it should already show in the things you have. You shouldn't talk about how stupid other people are for not listening to you. Because if you were really smart, the people in your circle would already recognize that and support you. But if you got to go online and try to make yourself appear smart and say everybody around you is smart, then who's really the dummy? Because me personally, I read extensively. I read a lot.
I don't want to be the smartest person in the world.
Exactly. I talk with so many scholars and I humble myself. I humble myself amongst the elders. I sit at their feet and they learn. But never do I profess to be an expert on certain things. Some things I just know I am because I've experienced a lot. But I take this knowledge and information to try to help other people and help build them up, especially if they're in a place of ignorance, if they're in a place of poverty, even if they got low self-esteem. Why? Because I've been there before. I remember when I didn't love myself as much as I should have in the past. And that translated to too much sex, too much eating, too much shopping, too much spending money. Why? Because there was no real self-love. So I had to look for things outside. Yeah, overcompensate. Looking for things outside of myself to fill that emptiness. It still wasn't fulfilled. So then I had to start thinking, start changing the way I eat, becoming more active with myself, you know what I'm saying, exercising, losing weight. And then when people around me saw that, I was able to share the experience and be honest. Like, you know what? Last year, I wasn't thinking right. Even though I was supporting all my stupid stuff and people were like, yo, you getting fat. Man, this good living.
It's good living. It's a love belly.
I'm eating good. I'm not eating good.
Yeah, you eat fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Word. And I wasn't being honest about myself. So I say all that to say that a lot of people this day and time are not honest about where they are and who they are, because a lot of people are looking for themselves through other people's lives. Exactly. What do I mean by that? They jump on people's social media pages. They follow their favorite celebrity on Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case may be. And they try to adopt that person's persona as opposed to developing their own self as who they are. So in order for my light to shine, I don't have to blow out Doggie's light. I just keep fueling my light with what I need for it to shine. Because even blowing his light out, it's not going to make mine shine no brighter. So when people log on just to debate with people, just to troll and all kinds of stuff, I see people supporting dudes they don't even know. They'll argue to the death. Yo, I be looking at so many videos, reading so many comments, and I watch so many people argue over stupid stuff people, like when people argue about who's the best MC. Yeah. Dudes all of a sudden want to, you crazy? If Big was alive, Jay would be broke. Jay wouldn't even be here. How do we know that? Yeah. But
look, like the mentality of like this, right? When you have people who say they sold their old mother crack, right? Because she was going to get it anyway, right? You start having to ask yourself, who's wrong in that situation?
Everybody.
This is just the point I'm making, because now it comes a point to morals and morale. I mean, it just seems like a lot of people don't got no fucking morals no more. Like nothing matters. It's all about, but you getting money though. Let them get their money.
Yo, Big Meech was getting money. Harry O was getting money. Yo, who else is getting all the?
Suge Knight was getting money.
Suge Knight was getting money. OJ was getting money. Yeah. Yo, mad people. Bill Cosby was getting money. And he jammed up now. You know what I'm saying? So money is not the end all, the be all. And when all you got is money, it shows how empty you are. Right. Spiritually. And even if you're not spiritual, just within your own self-esteem, your own level of self-esteem.
That's just
Mike Tyson talked about that. Yeah. Talked about his level of ignorance when he had money, how he would just throw it away and thought he was doing something good. He had all this money just giving it away. Nah, with money comes a responsibility. With money comes a responsibility. But I see a lot of people are irresponsible with their money. But again, that speaks to their level of intelligence or lack of.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to say, I wanted to know who do we blame in this situation. And I think a lot of people have to take the blame, but you always got to remember, just because you looked at the menu, that don't mean you got to eat the food. So nobody can force you to eat something. Just like nobody can force you to listen to anything. Just like nobody can force you to support something. So I think the consumer has to take a little bit more of the blame because this shit is supply and demand. If you want it, they gonna give it to you.
You know what? I don't even think it's a demand no more. I think this is forced on the people now, almost like the Pied Piper.
But if you turn the shit up, so all right, my thing is, you have 1,000,001 podcasts now. You have different areas of entertainment. You have shit. Listen to some fucking yoga music. Listen to meditation music. Listen to something. Everything is I keep trying to explain to people. Everything is a fucking analytic. Everything is a number. By you listening to some shit, you supported it. Even if you're listening to it to hate it. Every share, every comment, everything is an analytic in this day and time. Everything is. So you don't even know your negative comment. Some people rather have 100 negative comments than none. Because at least you engage the people. It's still a comment that you can use and say, look, because the average person that you're going to for ads or whatever the case may be, they're not going to read the comments. They're just going to look and see 100 comments. Damn, you really got the people. They're really talking about this. That's why Young Thug will wear a dress. Because he know everybody's going to talk about it. You're not going to talk about his music. So you're going to talk about him. So it's like an advanced trolling now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That got everybody talking. And we just keep getting fooled by the dumb shit while they're feeding us shit that's fucking us around. You know what I'm saying? And everybody keep eating it. You know, it's like, yo, when somebody say, yo, don't go in the bathroom. I just took a shit. It stink. What's the first thing people do?
Go in the bathroom.
And what they say? It's stinking here. I just fucking told you it's stinking here. Damn, something crawled up in you and died. La, 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 la. Yo, are you fucking crazy? I gave you a warning that this shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, everybody has the warning of what the music is doing, what it's doing to a whole demographic of people. Because did you notice since Trump has been president, nobody in Chicago is getting killed anymore now? What happened to 72 people got killed over the weekend? When Obama was president, that shit was going on. 40 people. Why is that not being reported anymore now? Oh, but they don't kill each other no more now? Did it stop? I mean, I hope it did. But it's not being reported anymore. When Obama was president, especially Memorial Day, shit, that the Memorial Day, the most deadliest weekend. 200 people shot, 150 people killed in Chicago. And we in New York like, what the fuck is going on out there? So nobody's getting killed anymore? This is what I'm saying. But a lot of shit is propaganda and they putting it on us. And the point I'm making is that we keep falling for the okie doke. When we going to stop falling for the okie doke? And when you going to stop associating yourself with people who fall for the okie doke? You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't bring somebody up, they might bring you down.
Facts.
So that's why a lot of us, unfortunately, are loners, or we have this small circle because we used to sit in the room with like 40 dudes.
Right.
So for the ones that wasn't murdered, some of them is in jail, some of them didn't grow. You know what I'm saying? Success, look at the rocket ship. It take all these components for the space shuttle to go in the air, right? But the higher it goes, the pieces start falling off. You know why? Because the shit is weighing it down. And that's how life is. Sometimes in order for you to grow and get bigger and climb, you got to drop some of that dead weight. Some of those things might have been essential in your growing and development to get to where you need to get. But if that shit is dead weight, it got to go. And that's how I look at a lot of shit. That's why I don't hang with a bunch of dudes no more. That's why it's not 60 dudes around me, because I'm not going to deal and hang around dead weight.
But you know the fly part about that though, and I'm going to keep it a buck, because yo, everything you said is 100%, but you know I still keep in touch with dudes, because what I try to tell people is the people I rock with, not all of them are conscious.
Yeah.
And if I need 60 dudes, they are gonna come.
Yeah, well
and they're not gonna try to articulate and rationalize and intellectualize.
Yeah, because I think they tried to slander me because I said I'm not conscious, because I always spread that. But I already broke down between consciousness and righteousness. I broke that down for y'all. And the average dude who claims they're conscious these days is a fucking savage. So if that's what conscious is, then I'm not that.
But these folks don't know what consciousness is. And that's the funny part. Because all consciousness means is aware of something.
That's what I'm saying.
All you are is aware of something. There's police brutality, all right? You're conscious of it.
Yeah.
Now what? Where's the activism? Are you politically conscious? Are you health conscious?
Yeah, because at the same time,
what is consciousness? Because we even take religious people as conscious now.
Yeah.
Because look at a lot of people in the conscious network or in the conscious community. Most of them subscribe to some kind of doctrine, whether it's Kemet, whether it's Israel, whether it's Moorish science, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, whether it's God body, RBG, regardless of what it is. It's not even in unison, but it's a level of consciousness. Do you subscribe to it? No. But you still call it consciousness? Consciousness just means aware of something. And I'm aware that I don't subscribe to a lot of doctrines because a lot of it doesn't fit who I am. I'm not saying it's not for the brothers who represent, because that's who they are. That is not who I am. And I'm to the realization that that is not who I am. So I don't claim a lot of stuff and I don't subscribe to a lot of stuff because I deal with factual, tangible stuff. I know my grandparents. I knew my great-grandparents. I could tell you who my great-grandparents were. And that identity is not coming out of a book. Yeah. So when people talk about ancestors, who are your direct blood ancestors? Yeah, do you know?
Because we could trace our lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the fuck you talking about? And the other thing is that for me, my job is to do interviews. I want everybody on a platform, even if some people might think they full of shit. Well, let the shit that did you think is bullshit come out of their mouth. So you could just use your right mind and say, man, that was bullshit.
Exactly.
But how do you know bullshit if you never hear it?
Yo, this is how Jim Jones of Jonestown, not the rapper Jim Jones. This is how he became so powerful and was able to kill the people. Why? Because nobody challenged him on his BS. Why nobody challenged him? Because many people wasn't able to see him kick his BS. Why? Because he kicked it to a small group, kept them away from everybody else, and then just flew them to Guyana and said, this is our space. We're going to stay away from everybody else. You got to expose the fraud. If you think somebody is full of it, you got to give them a platform. Like they say, give a person enough rope, they hang themselves. Here's your rope. The Doggie Diamonds TV is the platform for some dudes to get their rope.
Yeah, and trying to silence people.
Yeah, that's right.
That shit is corny. Right. And even blackballing, that shit is pussy. I ain't a part of that blackballing silence shit. You know
Everybody got a right to say.
Everybody got a right to say what the fuck they want to say.
Just don't have to agree.
Shit, I want to bump heads with a motherfucking white supremacist. I want to build with one of them, but they might say, "Oh, you got a white supremacist." I'm not supporting that shit, but I do gotta hear what they think.
Yo,
because how do you know what your enemies are thinking unless you let them speak?
Dr. Clark always debated white Jewish scholars. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, I forget what the white boy name was, but he was a white supremacist, and Dr. Khalid had a debate with him. We got to stop debating and fighting with each other. And I think that's the biggest problem we have right now, because we put so much energy into our division and not enough into our unity. This Saturday was Mother Leota Maddox memorial ceremony. For those who don't know, Leota Maddox is the wife of attorney warrior lawyer Alton Maddox, who defended Tawana Brawley because she didn't lie, he defended so many people, high profile cases. He was instrumental in the Central Park 5 here in New York. A lot of high profile cases, Alton Maddox took the lead. So his wife recently passed. A lot of people came out. Dr. Umar was there, Dr. Kabahai Walter, Pam Africa, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Charles Barron was there, Truss Graham, Dr. Randy Short. A lot of people were there who are activists in the movement. But the underlying tone is, why can't we unite as people? Because everybody that was there don't necessarily get along with each other. Everybody came out to show love and support for the Queen Mother that transitioned. But the whole problem is that we as Black people, and Marcus Garvey said that, we are cursed with petty differences. we put so much energy in what keeps us separated as opposed to putting energy in what keeps us together. What makes us great people? We don't put energy into that. We say we great, but we don't try to do great things. This platform right here, Doggie Diamonds TV, is a great platform. We try to bring you as much information from all different directions. We put scholars here, we put hip hop artists, we put entrepreneurs, up and comings, legends of the past. We try to give you a balance of everything. But outside of this, we literally and actually work with young people. We just don't put that out there like that because we're not trying to brag like we're doing something great, because the same thing we're doing,
it's your duty.
Y'all can do.
Word. And on that note, yeah, we got to get the hell out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Doggie Diamonds TV. Make sure you go to shop.doggiediamondstv.com and cop that Discipline snapback and that Discipline t-shirt. I'm waiting for my t-shirts to come. I just ordered my own shit, you know what I'm saying, from my store. That should be coming soon. So the next time you see me, I'm going to be wearing my shit. It's a West African symbol that we're wearing.
It's called the Kokunan.
The Kokunan, you know what I'm saying? That stands for nurture and discipline. And that's what we wearing. We doing our own thing. We don't gotta wear, and everything I wear is black on anyway. You know what I'm saying? This hat is black on, this shirt is black on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I thank y'all for tuning in. Let's just continue having positive dialogue. Let's agree to disagree, agree to disagree, disagree to agree, and come up with some resolutions to shit. Let's just stop arguing without no resolution, because if that's the case, all arguments lead to fights. You know what I'm saying? With us, at least, and shit.
Word.
I don't want to have to assail anybody because we don't agree. But that's what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. Until next week, peace.
Peace. Shout out to DJ Big Inf.
New Industry, go get that. Coming soon. Yeah.